for what went on in the Muslim world. Unfortunately, outside of this room, you may be the only people in Kazan that know who Ibn al-Haytham is, because he's just not known outside of academic circles. And within academic circles, somebody in one discipline in literature has no idea about some other discipline like theology. I believe this could be addressed in a single generation if relevant science experiments were incorporated into curricula. So now, this is where I come in as a Western scientist with no dog in this fight, is a term we use. I only speak what I believe to be true because it is true. So I'm coming back to Europe in 2 weeks where Hackney and I, arguably the world's most famous living artist, we're going to have a lot of press coverage. I'm going to talk, the title of my talk is Brunelleschi and Leonardo's Death to Ibn al-Haytham. This is going to be covered in the Italian. I'm coming back to Russia in 6 weeks where we're being filmed for a special that's going to already been signed on for, in Europe, the Art Channel, BBC, PBS. So we're going to reach millions of people as a result of people being interested in the work I've done with David Hockney. I'm giving a plenary lecture on the teaching of optics using this to 12,000 people. Essentially every science teacher in America is going to hear this. Reaching them because I'm a Westerner. And a month later, to another 5,000, every art teacher in America is going to hear about Ibn al-Haytham. And recently I've received from the International Optical Society, the SPIE, an education outreach grant. We hear a lot about websites. I'm going to make the website the mother of all websites. That a lot of websites are just complicated, nobody's going to go to them. It makes you feel good that you put some educational material on it, but it doesn't do you any good if nobody ever goes to that site. So what I'm going to do between now and these meetings is get this website in a position to have every science teacher in America, every art teacher in America, to be able to link to it and have download experiments that are going to be doable. And in fact, I like this guy so much that I donated the initial funding to establish the name of the Ibn al-Haytham Scholarship. University of Arizona, our Optical Sciences Center, is arguably, I won't say the best, I believe it. We're one of the very best optical sciences institutes in the world. And so I want to bring the best people from around the world as an Ibn al-Haytham scholar. Now, you guys, if you know somebody who's wealthy and wants to actually fulfill the endowment, we need the money for that. And so, and I apologize to the translators for how fast I spoke, and to the audience for having to listen.
Thank you, Professor Falco, for a very brilliant lecture, especially breaking new ground on the impact of Haytham's work on that when we teach Lenz's law, or Snell's law, the refractive index mu is sin I by sin r. It should be read as a Snell-Haytham's law, because when I and r becomes a small, sin I and sin r goes to I by r, and he showed it as a constant.
I'm going to say one thing in defense of the French again. They would call that Descartes' law. So it's, whether you call it Snell's law or Descartes' law, people don't understand that Ibn al-Haytham was in there also at the beginning. And so some of the experiments I do are based on that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We have just finished on the dot, and there will be a little break. If we come back.
Был бы очень полезен прежде всего для Казани, Татарстана и для России в целом. Что я имею в виду?